Here's the answer for day 4, problem 1. Multiply these expressions together. Start with the numerical coefficients. 2 times 4 is 8, times 5 is 40. Now with the variables. X to the first times x squared is x to the third power because you add the exponents. And there's also a y. Question B. Take everything in the parentheses and raise to the third power. Start with a negative sign. Negative to the third power is negative because an odd number of negatives is negative. Now the letter m. We get m to the sixth power. It already has an exponent. You're raising to another exponent. You times the exponents. Now the letter n. That gets raised to the third power. Question C is a lot like question B. Take everything in the parentheses and raise to the fourth power. Start with the negative. Negative to the fourth power makes positive because an even number of negatives multiplied is positive. Now the letter m. We get m to the eighth power. 2 times 4 is an exponent of 8. And now the letter n gets raised to the fourth power. Day 4, problem 2, we have some division problems. There's a blank spot here. I think that's probably an x. Hopefully that shows up on the paper. Looking at question C, the x is also missing. So let's fill that in. In question A, 24 divided by 9 is reducible. They both divide by 3. 24 divided by 3 leaves 8, and 9 divided by 3 leaves 3. So we're going to have a fraction, 8 over 3. Now let's work with the variables. X to the 2 divided by x to the 3. We're going to subtract the exponents. Let's pay attention to where the remaining x's will be located. They'll be in the bottom because there's more in the bottom to begin with. 3 subtract 2 is 1. There's 1 x left over, and it's in the bottom. Now the letter y. We have y to the third on top, y to the first on the bottom. 3 subtract 1 is 2. There are 2 y's left, but in the top. Question B. 7 over 6 is not reducible. So in the final answer, there'll be a 7 on top, a 6 on bottom. There's an a on top, but no a's in the bottom to cancel with it, so there's an a on the top. Now the letter B. Let's subtract the exponents. 5 subtract 2 is a 3. Where are the 3 b's, top or bottom? They're in the bottom. Question C. Take everything in the parentheses and raise to the fourth power. Or your other option is simplify in the parentheses to make it as small as possible and then raise to the fourth power. I'm going to go with that second option. 30 divided by 2 is a 15. X squared divided by x to the fifth is x cubed, but in the bottom. And it still has an exponent of 4 on the outside. Now I'm going to take the numerator and denominator of that fraction and raise to the fourth power. So on top, 15 to the fourth power. And on the bottom, x to the 12th power.